Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Deals for the week for everyday carry, SHTF, prep, survival, all that type of stuff. The deals are still kind of small. They're petite, but they're happening. Some of this stuff here are things that I've snatched up before in the past. Some of the stuff here is just things that I would get if I needed it. Some stuff I don't need. Some of the stuff you don't need. But if you are in the market for it, I want to present it to you and show why you might want to snag it. First, let's talk about keeping your gear dry. Fishing gear, camera equipment, everyday carry stuff, your wallet, all that type of stuff. You can get this stuff from Pelican. I have like a Pelican. I think it's called the 1011 case. It's small. It's petite. It's not as big as this, and it costs about the same amount. This is the Evergreen 56 Tough Box. EDC dry box is what they call it. Looks like, I mean, they have an iPhone in there. They have a Ridge wallet, a set of AirPods, an Apple Watch Ultra, an Apple AirTag. I mean, it looks like a decent size. Normally $34. It's reduced 12% to $30. Rarely has a sale on this one, and it's only on the orange colorway. I don't know if they have a surplus of this colorway. I don't know. I'm not sure why exactly this one is on sale, but if you are the type of person, hike, ruck, always using your gear, the possibility where it could get wet, this might be something for you. Lowest price in 30 days. I would snatch that up if you do want to keep your gear dry. The Kaiser Nice Guy. I don't particularly like flipper only knives, but when a knife is less than 50 bucks, in this case, normally priced $39, it's reduced to $29. That's a 26% savings. That's the type of deal that I can get with opening packages, cutting zip ties, something you keep on your workbench, something you want to be able to quickly open. G10 scales, nothing super fancy about it, no CNC machining. It just gets the job done. D2 steel. This would be something I would recommend that you could snatch up. I probably would get it in the green colorway because I'm a big fan of OD green. But that's just me. You make something an OD green, then you found a way directly to my heart. It is a buy it now price if you're interested in just a nice, easy flipper knife, or you can gift it to somebody who's not a knife guy, but you want he or she to become a knife guy. Okay. Here is the CJRB Maximal. Now, here, I just did a video on the CJRB Maximal. And the thing about this is on their website, it's normally around the $50 mark. This is the first time I've seen it go on sale on Amazon. So it does have a 25% savings. When you click that and it does all the math magicians, it's about 50 bucks. So $66, 25% coupon makes you actually click that coupon. Otherwise, it does not apply. It looks like it also applies to the green micarta. And they've added a new colorway since I reviewed this, which is the red G10. I think they had the red G10 on their website. Don't quote me on that. So anyway, all of them 25% off, whichever one floats your boat. I own it in the green micarta. I think it functions well. This is my recommended crossbar lock until I get my hands on something better or equivalent or different or whatever. Hoping to get my hands on the Baby Banter 2 crossbar, the Peterson design by Civivi. Nikkor EDC 27 UHI. This is an easy recommendation. This is a type of flashlight bigger than the EDC 23, bigger battery life, has that great screen on the front, an OLED screen. It has a beam throw of 333 yards. This is the type of light you can use in a movie theater or to illuminate a tree line. It does a good job with both. Rarely goes on sale. This is normally 90 bucks. It's on sale right now for $72, 20% off. It does come with a battery case, which I mentioned before. Why? Because the battery is not removable. But I guess if you want to be able to keep your 18650 battery or some other battery, it's nice that they're giving you something to go along with that. That's a buy it now price. It's cheaper than their website right now. So I would snatch that up if this is something that you're interested in. This thing is putting out 3100 lumens at the max settings. It can do that for about 15 seconds. Comfortable use case of this. It goes down to 15 lumens. I usually use this around like the 65 lumen mark. It kind of gets the job done. If you use it around 65 lumens, this thing's going to last weeks and weeks and weeks easily. No issues whatsoever. And OG, the Streamlight Micro Stream 45 lumen. This is the AAA version. This is made in USA or imported. You don't know which one you're going to get. They do make these in two different places. This is normally $34.70. No one pays $34 for this. It does normally hover around the $25 mark. So for this to be $18 is a savings. It's 47% off the list price. This is a buy it now price. This is the type of flashlight you can just lose. You lose it. Oh, well, they've been selling them for years. It's a great flashlight. Doesn't have the furthest beam distance. It's not made for that. It's just a type of light that if you need to quickly illuminate something, maybe your vehicle's not starting like mine was the other day. Having a flashlight in my pocket is great to be able to literally click, find my jump starter, be able to click, illuminate the battery so I can light it up correctly. It's nice to have in your pocket. So that's really, really good to go. So buy it now. They only have one color here. They have multiple colors on their website. So if you're okay with the black, then go for it. The Vertex, this is the multi pocket organizer. This is their admin panel. This can go in any hook and loop attachments inside of a bag. So like my Brown Buffalo bag has a huge loop attachment. So anything with a hook back can be attached to it. These are the little things I use in my Brown Buffalo bag. I want a company other than Brown Buffalo themselves, and maybe you guys can let me know down below. I need a company that makes a hook and loop attachment like this one, but for a laptop. Like Brown Buffalo does it themselves. I think they call it the Mod 2. It's rarely in stock, and I want something that can fit my 14-inch MacBook. But the mods that I do have from Vertex are fantastic. I put battery banks in them. I put my Vertex mouse in them. I will put snacks in them for my kids like peppermints, whatever. And these can move from bag to bag to bag very quickly with no issues. And I'm a big fan of that. Normally $35, 9% off does make it $32. Here's the thing. I'm showing you these small discounts because Vertex just ended their President's Day sale. They're not having another sale for months, at least is what they were told. Their marketing manager told me. So if you see deals on Amazon, you snatch them up because they're not going to get much better than this for months. If you want something a little bit smaller, this is the Vertex Overflow, and you can just stuff a bunch of stuff in here. You can get different versions of this. I have the medium and I have the longer one that fits in their sock P. What I like about this is if you just want to be able to dump a bunch of stuff in it and it has a zipper, then that's kind of what it's best for. It's a decent size. It's 8 inches by 7 inches. It looks smaller because of how close this photo is, but it's actually pretty big. So it's almost big enough to fit like an iPad mini. I think that might be its upper limits. But if you need to stuff your cell phone in there real quickly, and this is in your bag or your sling bag, it's perfect for stuff like that. YKK zippers, just like the other one. Normally $17.99, $15.99, saving $2, 11% off. Still a buy it now if that's something that you want to get snatch up. Now, there's a lot of sales going on solar power stations. The top 3 that I liked are here. We're going to talk about why I like these pricings. There's a lot of other companies that have sales going on. I'll link all this up and you can just take a look at it. I didn't see the value in those like I saw in these top 3. First off is the EcoFlow Delta 2. The EcoFlow Delta 2 is running right now. My exhaust fan, I have a propane heater going that I need to, pull out the excess propane and make sure there's a correct amount of oxygen going on in here. I do all that with the Delta 2. The Delta 2 is older tech from EcoFlow. It's about 2 years old now. They just came out with the Delta 3 Plus. And because the Delta 3 Plus exists, they need to get rid of these. I don't know if these are still in production, but it's almost at the lowest price I've ever seen. Lowest price I've seen is $399. Yesterday, this thing was like $310. I should have did this video yesterday, or it was $410. I'm sorry. But this is still a pretty good price because it normally hovers around $499. That's why you see the lowest price in 30 days. It has 1,024 watt hours. This is a 1 kilowatt hour LiPo 4 batteries. It can do a surge up to 2,200. It's an 1,800 watt AC inverter on this bad boy. I like this. If you're okay with the plugs being in the back, which for some of my applications, I love the plugs being in the back. It gives you a clean layout. If you're using this on a coffee mess and you're using this in an RV, you're using this where you don't want to see the AC inverter. You don't want to see the plugs. This is for you. EcoFlow has a fantastic app, so you can control a lot of the features with the app. It really is dominating the market. I think EcoFlow and Dapson has the best apps right now. I'm going to tell you the direct competitor to that EcoFlow is the Bluetti AC180. The Bluetti AC180 is also a 1 kilowatt. This is actually a little bit more capacity than that EcoFlow we just took a look at. This is 1,152 watt. This can peak higher. It's still an 1,800 watt AC inverter, but the peak is 2,700 watts, whereas that EcoFlow is 2,200 watts. So if you have a compressor, if you have something that just really jumps really high when you first turn it on, like a table saw or something like that, this should be able to handle it. So this actually has more capacity for for about the same amount. You're actually getting a better deal on this one than the EcoFlow. The only reason I like the EcoFlow more is the app. Blue Eddy makes great products. They have a very blasé, boring ass app. If you want to do a lot of features, if you want a lot of control of your unit, EcoFlow is your go-to. If you just want something that's going to get the job done and give you capacity, Blue Eddy's fine. This one also doesn't have as many USB-C ports. This is the older tech, as I mentioned. This has the charging port on top. Like, Blue Eddy's made a lot of changes to these units when they came out with this year's 2024 version of these, because this is like 2023, 2022 tech. Still works just fine. Fast charging and all of that good stuff. So I would own either one of these, but if it were between the two, I would go with the EcoFlow. It doesn't have as much capacity, but it does have a better app. Speaking of EcoFlow, the River 2, I use this to charge my e-bikes. I like to tell you how I use these. None of my portable power stations are just sitting around waiting for an emergency. None of them. They're all being used in my everyday life. So this one is hooked up into my e-bikes. It helps keep those topped off, and also, it's also being used to top off my my one wheel. So I have a surge protector plugged into this, into the 3-prong AC port. This is a 256 watt hour. It's a 600 watt AC inverter. So this works just fine for me for how I use the unit itself. It's plugged up into my grid power, so it just passes through the power that I need. Right now it's 157 with a 10% clickable coupon that's going to save you an additional, at least an additional almost what, $15 off of that. So that's not bad at all. Very, very good price. The app on, like I said, EcoFlow is good. This has been replaced by the River 3, hence why they're getting rid of this one. The River 3 doesn't have as much capacity as this one, and this does have some great features. If you want to be able to keep something small, take it to a T-ball practice or a game or whatever, this is something for you. Tomtoc, the 1.5 liter X-Pack sling bag, RFID blocking technology. I don't own the 1.5 liter for this. I own the 3.5 liter. The 3.5 liter is also on a deal. If I had to choose between the two, I would go with the 3.5 liter. I like the way it functions. It fits, but it can feel a little big every now and again. If all you want to do is just keep something on your chest in a sling bag mode, you can also wear this in a fanny pack mode. If you just want something to free your hands and your pockets up, and you really want to be able to just throw your cell phone, throw your wallet, maybe your car keys inside of a pouch, the 1.5 is just fine. I would spring the bucks and get the bigger one. Either one, I like this. Done a full review on this. You can check that out on my channel. Very practical. You can see here the photo says it can fit about a 16 Pro Max. This one can fit a 20-ounce thing of pop or soda. X-Pack. I wonder, it has a lot of different colorways. Of course, I'm going to show you guys the green. What I like about this is that the entire sling has RFID blocking technology. That's going to protect against credit card skimming. You don't have to worry about putting it in one specific pocket and all that type of stuff. It's going to be the entire thing. So that kind of works out for me. Limited time deal, $46, normally $55. That's 15% off. Before we jump into the next one, if you're getting good value out of this video, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. I like talking about everyday carry, SHTF. I talk about deals every now and again as well. And I would love to have you a part of the battalion. Now let's jump back into some more of these deals. Now, one thing I also am a big fan is their bigger version of their slings. This is the Tomtoc 5.5 liter chest. Basically, it's a big chest rig, their crossbody sling. I did a full review on this, and one thing I like about this sling is that it can fit an iPad mini. It can fit like a larger Steam Deck. This is the perfect sling bag to take through an airport. My only complaint is that this swivel on the left side is a little noisy. But other than that, if you just want a large sling bag that's going to accompany your backpack, maybe accompany your wheeled carry-on, this is for you. Plenty of room inside, easy to dig into. You can see what it looks like on the back. I will say I'm 6'2". If you're shorter than like 5'8", it does look a little weird on your body. All right. So my wife is like 5'2", 5'3". When she wears this, when I hand this to her at the airport, it just looks like she's wearing her dad's sling bag. All right. Other than that, you're good to go. It's already reduced 5% to 65 bucks, and there's a clickable coupon that's going to get you about another $6.50 off. It's going to bring this thing below 60 bucks. That's a buy it now price. Here we have, now I get a ton of these inflatable portable air compressors. When these companies send these tire inflators out to me, the first thing I do is I test them out on my e-bikes. If it can barely handle it, if it takes forever, if I deflate one of my e-bikes and I use this to reinflate it and it takes forever to inflate a bike tire, there's no way I can recommend this to go on a vehicle. A lot of these are coming out of the same factories in China, and different companies are just putting their logos on the front. I'm not naive to that. This one here, I don't know if they just found the right factory, but this is one of my favorites that's not Fantic. Okay, there's a lot of brands, Jesper, Fantic. Those are some of my top brands when it comes to those portable inflators. I use this. My wife had a nail in her tire and it was not repairable. It wasn't patchable. So before I had to wait to get paid again. So in that 2-week time frame, I was airing up her tire almost every other day. And to air it up almost every other day, I was using this and it worked just fine. It didn't, to throw, if I lost 4 or 5 PSI over the course of 2 days, this thing could zip it in there very easily. I didn't have to charge it very often. I like the fact it comes with the correct tips. You can also inflate basketballs and stuff like that. But these coupons bring this thing down from $31. I think after you click all the coupons, let's see where it goes. So after you do all the coupons, this thing goes to $19. I mean, that's a pretty good savings. I would say so. In my book, it's a $17 promotional savings. That's a buy now price. You can snatch it up. Now, one thing you have to understand is when you get a no-name brand like that, you're not going to get a nice case. You're not going to get a lot of support. So once the Amazon support runs dry, you have to deal with a company that's in China. You may not want to do that, but for 19 bucks, who cares? But if you do want to deal with a company who has good customer service, then this might be something for you. This is ships from Amazon, sold by Fantic. Fantic's legit. They have good customer service. This is a nice one that I gave to my buddy. He now uses this to inflate the tires on his trailer, his motorcycle, stuff like that. This is the Fantic X8 Apex. This is a very good system. It's quieter than some of the other units I use. The actual cord or the nozzle inflator tube itself is longer than some of the other units that I've used. It has a nice case that it's not blow molded, but it's a hard case. It comes with the cigarette charger, so you don't have, it comes with the USB-C port, but also comes with the DC charger, so you can charge it with your vehicle. So I think this is very well done. Normally $120. Prime early access. Now you have to have Prime early access. You get this for 84 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. I've seen it lower on Black Friday. We're not in Black Friday. So if you want a high-powered, long standby time, very efficient air compressor, I will go to a Fantic. Now, I talked about the different air compressors. I wanted to show you guys what I use. Matter of fact, it's right here. I just talked about, this is my Shoemaker. This is my battery charger maintainer to trickle charger that I use in my vehicle. I just said that the other day I had to use my flashlight to illuminate to find my Avapal jump starter and jump start my own truck. Once I jump started the truck, I drove it to my backyard. I hooked it up. I saw that my battery, according to this thing, my battery was at like 47%. I recommend that depending on a deep cycle charge for an AGM or a vehicle battery, depending on the weather, I try to do it at least once every other month. I haven't done mine in like 6 months, and I have a lot of crap hooked to my battery. And so that shame on me. But as soon as I hooked it up, I charged it. I think it took like 10 hours to get a decent charge. This is older though. I've had this thing for at least 4 or 5 years. It's a 4-in-1. It can jumpstart your vehicle. It can do a deep cycle charge. And then once it's charged, it can maintain your battery. 89 bucks. That's almost always the price. If I could do it all over again, I would get something that's targeted towards LiPo 4 batteries as well. The Craftsman automatic 4-in-1 automatic jump starter trickle charger as well. This is $65. There's a clickable coupon to get you $6 off. It's going to put it around the $59 mark. And this one here can do 12-volt LiPo 4 lithium ion. Those batteries that you may find on, for instance, I have a huge 2 kilowatt LiPo 4 battery. This thing can charge that properly. It can charge the Life 4 batteries in my kids' toys, like the ride-along toys. And so it has a little bit more tech inside of this. I think I would probably go with this if I had the opportunity. So I would recommend, if you want to get yourself something like this, maintain your batteries, is go for it. I'm pretty sure this is made in China, and Craftsman just slaps their logo on it. So if you see something that's a better price, so you can go for that as well. Here's the Olight. This is the O-Clip Pro. This is a 500 lumen 3 light mode. It has the very good clip. It has a magnetic back. It charges with USB Type-C. Works really good on like the shoulder strap of your backpack or your sling or whatever. $31, normally $40. It's 20% savings. I saw it this price a few weeks ago. It's back down to this price. That's pretty decent. But I would say this is a recommendation when I would say buy it on Olight's website. I rarely would steer you to their website, but if you buy it on their website, you still getting it for the $32. All right. You have more color options. You can get this funky looking. I don't know if this is this is Chinese New Year edition. I guess it is. Anyway, so you can get the, oh yes, Year of the Snake. There you go. Chinese New Year edition, $32. But if you buy it on their website, then it comes with a free Olight i3E as a gift. Okay, so you're getting a flashlight that's valued at $10, which they give away all the freaking time. I will admit to that. I have one right here. One of those little flashlights that was given to me as a gift with an Olight purchase. So but it's a nice flashlight to keep here on my desk, my man cave desk. I can just quickly pull it out, use it to illuminate something. I usually will use this to illuminate the USB-C ports on my computer because I keep my man cave pretty dim. But if I'm trying to plug something into the USB-C ports of my computer, I don't want to scratch up the chassis of my computer, I'll just grab this, illuminate it. Boom, I'm ready to rock and roll. There's other deals that also mirror the Amazon deals, but I would also steer you to buy it on their website. For instance, this is also $18.15 on Amazon. But if you buy it on their website, it comes with this funky looking, almost like condom-like holder for it, which allows for you to hang it from different stuff. But you don't get that when you buy from Amazon. This is their Spear ambient light. Now, I don't have the one that has app control. I have the Spear here. This is the first Spear, and this Spear here only does warm and it does red. So the one that they have here is app control. You can download the Olight app, and then you can go through all the RGB modes. And so that might be something that that you may want to get versus getting the OG. This thing here can be charged with the O lantern, which is what I use it for. So that's pretty good stuff as well. So if you already have historical devices, so let's see, we go with the O lamp. If you have the O lamp, then you can use the O lamp to actually charge. They might not even sell the O lamp anymore. Nonetheless, if you have an O lamp, you can use that to charge that as well. Some stuff that's not necessarily EDC, but I think you should grab while you can. A merino wool blanket. If you get a blanket, keep it in your vehicle. That's why I'm kind of pointing this out to you. Get one that's at least 70% wool. There's ones that are like 50%, 40%. But the more wool inside, the warmer it's going to keep you. So this one is 80% sheep wool. So this thing is normally $69.99. No one pays $69.99 for this. It's 20% off, bringing it down to $55. But if I click this clickable coupon here and I go to buy it now, that should bring the price down to $48. That makes me feel a lot better inside. To have one of these in the vehicle, you were to break down, or if someone gets in an accident, you want to put a blanket around them if they're cold. If you're going to a sporting event, we're in the midst of cheerleading season right now, so we're always going to different stadiums. We have no clue when we get inside the stadium what the temperature is going to be. We grab this blanket, go through security, we're good to go. Pretty decent size as well at 66 by 90 inches. I'm 6'2". This thing swallows me up just fine, so I'm pretty sure you're going to be comfortable with it as well. Life straw, personal straws. I don't really show these too often. I don't particularly like bringing my face to the drinking source. I prefer to bring the drinking source to my face. If you do need to use this, just like you see this Bubba doing here, you do have to bring your face to the drinking source unless you put it in a pot or something like that. But the case is, I do like this price, $19.95. It's dropped down to $13.95. Get some of these, throw them in your kits. You can get some of their competitors as well. I'm pretty sure their competitors are on sale. but it does filter through 99.999% of bacteria, E. coli, salmonella. They have to say 99.9% because somewhere on this earth, there's a bacteria we've never heard of. So they don't want to say 100%. So even if you're going to the glacier, don't drink glacier water without it, okay? Because we don't know what 1,000-year-old bacteria is in glacier water. All right, so something to think about. Now, I have this Luminade solar camping lantern. I've bought this thing multiple times. I like this. I like to, if I'm going camping or if we have a blackout situation, a power outage situation, I like to give this to my kids. It can float in water. It's inflatable. You can hang it with this little orange loop at the very top and let your kids participate in their own survival. It also can be charged via solar. So if you lose the charger, then you don't have to be completely butthurt. And the charger is micro USB, which is so outdated, but it can charge with the sun. So I have set this on the tonneau cover of my truck and just let it charge and let us do its thing. It's cheaper than the Go Zero version, and it does the exact same thing. The only difference with the Go Zero version is I think you can actually use it to charge another device, but these things have to have the smallest battery capacities ever. I don't know why you would want to do that. 75 lumens is about what you need to illuminate an area immediately around you. Good for power outages and all that good stuff. Normally $29.99, it is down to $23.98. It's a 20% savings. That's a buy it now price. I have helped you out tremendously today. You should thank me by hitting a super thanks down below. But you don't have to do that. Just give me a like, subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications as well, because when these videos go live, you want to get stuff sooner than later. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my great. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.